falafel.
Couldn't tell you the exact moment things went wrong between us. But, wrong they have gone.
Welcome to another episode of Walk with Elias. I'm your host, Elias J. Williams. And today I'm going to give you 3 reasons that you're turning your girl off. Now, for those of you that need examples so you can see these things in work, it's going to be based on the Netflix show You. There are some great examples in this television show of do's and do nots, which specifically today we're going to talk about the do nots for maintaining attraction with your girl. So let's jump right into it. Number 1, you're not in your masculine frame. A man is confident, sure of himself, decisive, and a leader when he's in his masculine frame. When he's the opposite of these things, it forces a woman to be the masculine side. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some men who are more comfortable in the feminine, and there are some women that are more comfortable in their masculine. And it's all about polarity. And so if you're that person and you're with a woman that's like that, that's great. You balance each other out. However, the average man and woman work within these archetypes. So let's take a look at this example, and then we'll decipher it a little bit further.
All right, so what happened next?
Things were good at first, but then it started to feel like something was different.
I feel like I'm hungrier than sushi.
Okay, pizza,
Too saucy.
Thai.
We had Thai for lunch. Why do I always have to pick?
It's okay. I'll choose.
So as you can see, Joe's indecisiveness and inability to lead frustrates Beck when she says, "Why do I always have to choose?" Women don't want to have to do that. That's why, like, if you ask a girl, "What do you want to eat?" she throws it back in your lap like, "I don't know. What do you want to eat?" She's expecting you to be a man and decide and be firm in that commitment. Now, there's also a point previously in the episode where he asks Beck what she wants to do for her birthday, and Beck tells him, "I just want to keep it simple." Now he goes back and forth with her, and he's like, "Hey, whatever you want to do, I'll do it for you." Okay. His lack of confidence in himself being enough and being sure of himself that, hey, I don't have to do anything more than what she's asking, leads him to seek out the opinion of her friends who tell him to do the opposite of what she asked, which was to give her the party. From that point on, things kind of spiraled downward. So again, not being in your masculine frame, not being decisive, not being confident, not leading can result in your lady being less attracted to you. Moving on to number 2. You want her more than she wants you. A woman does not want to be the center of your world. She will resent you for it and not even know exactly why. Women are hardwired that way. Sometimes they are aware of that. Most times they're not. So we're going to take a look at this second clip, which pretty much verifies this fact.
I mean, he followed me. It's not okay.
I get it. You feel violated. I pretend I'm Joe, okay? What would you say to him right now?
The more you want me, the less I want you. I know, it's messed up, but it's true.
So, despite knowing that it's messed up that she's losing attraction for him, she cannot help it because women are wired this way. You will hear women say, "Hey, I want a guy that does everything for me, is into me," all of that stuff. And then when they get a guy that does that, they get turned off and they don't even know why. It's simple. Women do not want to know or do not want to be the center of your world. It just is that way. It means you don't have enough going on in your life besides her. She goes on to say that she resents him for constantly being there for her. He's been cooking for her, doing everything in the house, got her a job, and she hates it. Absolutely loathes him for it. So, moving on to number 3, you're no longer a challenge. There's a point in this story where Joe is over Beck. He has a new girlfriend. And they end up coming across each other. Now, the distance, and I've talked about this before, the more distance you give a person, it gives the chance for attraction to come back. That attraction reached a peak level when she saw Joe and his girlfriend out in public. And Joe, because he was in a healthier relationship, was actually back into his masculine. So one of the things that she noticed when she came across him was that he was confident and he was also very indifferent to her. They spoke. He told her, have a good night, and walked off with his girl. Immediately, her attraction level for him shot completely up because at that point, she saw that he wasn't into her. And then she became more into him. Let's take a look at the clip.
Joe! Right, this is your hood.
Right.
I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Beck.
Karen.
Congrats on the book deal.
Thanks. I'm having some writer's block. Thought I'd take a walk around the block.
You live near here?
No, I like it around here. I'm listening to that podcast you told me about.
Podcasts. You're droning. Just get to the point, you know?
Yeah.
Babe, I'm starving.
Oh, yeah. Let's walk safe. Beck.
You too. Bye, Karen.
So, did you see the moment the water started flowing through the creek again? Right as she watched him walk away and came to the realization that he was in a better place. And her attraction level shot up. So, to recap, you're not in your masculine frame. That will turn your woman off. You want her more than she wants you. That will turn your woman off. And no longer being a challenge and being too available will turn your woman off. An interesting thing is you can get away with maybe doing one, two of these things, and maybe you are available, but you remain indifferent, or you remain, you're still a challenge, or maybe you're indecisive, but if you're doing all 3 of these, the river will run dry. And if the river runs dry, well, falafel. I love you today. I'll be here tomorrow.